Today on Good Morning Suncoast, President Trump heads to California today for a first-hand look at several border wall prototypes.
Some major changes could be coming to Lake Manatee State Park, what those changes are, and what locals are encouraged to do at a meeting to discuss those plans are straight ahead.
And an update on the Legionnaires outbreak in one Northport community. We'll tell you what researchers found there. We have those stories, plus your first alert weather and traffic. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5.
What a difference a day makes. Yesterday morning it was mild out there, about 70 degrees, and now it's...
Yes, it is a boot alert morning, ladies.
Yes.
You can wear your ankle boots, your knee-high boots, your thigh-high boots. It is a boot alert morning out there.
Very generous of you.
We're calling it today.
Yes, upper 40s out there, John Stelter.
Chilly.
Yeah, it is very chilly. Almost everybody's in the 40s. We have some 50s on the boards, but you got to be right along the immediate coastal regions to get that. We're looking at 54 degrees at Longboat Key, 51 degrees in Venice, Inglewood coming in at 51. Everybody else is in the 40s, basically. 47 degrees, Mayaca, 46 degrees in Wauchula, 46 in Sarasota. Bradenton at 48, and we'll lose another couple of degrees before we start to warm. So it's very chilly out there. In fact, take a look at the 24-hour temperature difference, and we've got 24 degrees below where we were a day ago in Sarasota. So some very, very, very chilly temperatures out there this morning. A few passing fair weather high-level clouds, but nothing really serious. We'll have mostly sunny skies today, and as far as the drive time forecast goes, no issues on any of the watch boxes. Everything is fine. The rain's gone. No fog issues. Way too dry for that. 50s to start off the day. 60s when you return home. And it looks like it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. We'll talk about that coming up in a few.
Very good. Talk to you soon. Thank you, John. Checking the roads right now. So far, so good in Manatee County. No issues so far this morning. Let's dip farther south in the northern half of Sarasota County. So far, pretty clear out there. And the southern tip, we'll see a little issue there on Clark Road as you head the very top left corner of your screen, eastbound around Beneva. Can barely see it now. We'll watch that. It's 5:02 right now on this Tuesday morning.
All right, well, may not be a lot of congestion on the roads right now, but as the morning goes, it will be picking up, and you can stay up to the minute on all the traffic updates right on your phone. Just download our app. You can find it by searching WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store. Well, for all you nature lovers out there, some major changes could be coming to Lake Manatee State Park.
Marla Spence is live at the East Manatee Fire Rescue District, where they will talk later today about a new 10-year plan. Marla.
Yeah, guys, this is where some locals who love swimming, fishing, and even kayaking will be to discuss the park's 10-year management plan. Now, some of those major improvements will include adding a boardwalk span across Poley Branch River to join trails on each side of the park. Right now, visitors have to drive to reach those trails on the west and the east side. And so this is where that meeting will be taking place later on today, coming up at 5:30. We're going to be telling you some more improvement plans that is expected to happen to that park and how people can get involved right here in Manatee County. Reporting live in Lakewood, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thanks, Marla. Well, a follow-up now to the investigation into what exactly caused an outbreak of Legionnaire's disease in a Northport community. According to a report completed by the Florida Department of Health, the growth of Legionella bacteria was found in hot water heater in the fitness area of Island Walk. Now, testing was also done on the community swimming pool as well as the spa, but those returned negative results. Now, despite that negative finding, the health department says it believes the pool and the spa area are where people came in contact with that bacteria. Now, 13 people tested positive for Legionnaire's disease late last month. And today is the first day of a summit aimed to prevent poverty in Sarasota and Manatee counties.
Yeah, a two-day event at the Boys and Girls Club of Sarasota County. Here's a live picture now from just off Fruitville Road of the facility, the Lee Wetherington Club. More than 250 local leaders will arrive later today to discuss ways that Sarasota and Manatee counties can support families in need. The summit revolves around the subject of the two-generation or two-gen approach that focuses on creating opportunities and addressing both the needs of the children and the adults in the household. The two-gen approach incorporates four major areas: educational, economic, social, health, and well-being. It goes on today and tomorrow off Fruitville Road. Sarasota County school officials talked security last night, and some plans cost as much as $25 million. The board held a digital town hall meeting, giving residents a chance to ask questions during the meeting. The event was focused on both campus security, nearly 1 month after the worst school shooting in Florida history in Broward County. The superintendent, Todd Bowden, says all options are on the table when discussing how they plan to protect the schools. And he made it clear that any social media threat is being taken very seriously.
We are going to read what you post on social media in the worst possible light. And so when you say something, I will tell you, we're going to take you at your word. So if you say you're going to do something on a school campus, and I'm going to say you're going to do something on one of our school campuses. There is no, I was joking, I was just kidding. If you say it, we're going to believe you. And I want to tell you, we're going to interpret it in the worst possible way because that's our obligation to our students.
The board also discussed the upcoming vote a week from today to extend the school property tax another 4 years.
Well, tomorrow, both Sarasota and Manatee County schools are participating in countywide walkouts. They're organized by the request of the students and administration who want to lend their voice to remember those who lost their lives in that mass shooting at that South Florida high school. Now, all high schools in Sarasota County and even some middle and elementary schools are participating with some type of walkout or at least an observance. In Manatee County, primarily the high school students will participate. Now, those walkouts are scheduled for 17-minute intervals at 10 a.m.
On to national news now. Happening today, President Trump goes to California for a first-hand look at several border wall prototypes. There are 8 different options on display, most about 30 feet high. Last night, more than 40 protesters gathered in San Diego to voice their opinions, including the area Democratic Congressman Juan Vargas.
And I don't want us to waste up to $25 billion to build that monument to stupidity. But that's what it'll be. So we're fighting against it. I'll certainly fight against it.
Well, supporters say any country needs to protect its borders and enforce legal immigration.
So should lottery winners be able to remain anonymous after winning? Well, some new developments today in the case of a Powerball winner that won a $560 million jackpot last year. After a court battle with the state of New Hampshire, a judge has ruled that the winner will be allowed to remain anonymous. Now, a judge had already ruled last month that she could start collecting her winnings, and her lawyer has already made donations to local charities on her behalf. The state lottery officials say they do respect yesterday's ruling, but they are working now with the state attorney general as to what to do next.
Well, a police officer in Texas doesn't fit the usual description. He's 10 years old, first of all. He has muscular atrophy, but he's been officially sworn in by the Fort Worth Police Department. There he is. Though his physical challenges will keep him from chasing the bad guys, that doesn't mean he can't have the heart of an actual police officer.
Dakin has shown true courage, strength, and heart beyond his years, and has demonstrated that he is a true hero.
I wanted to be a cop since I was really little.
Since he was really little, he went through all the processes a normal cop goes through, so you can say he is an official officer there in Fort Worth, Texas. Nice of the men and women in blue to reach out to that young man.
I love that. What an amazing experience, something that will affect him in his life forever.
That's true.
I like that.
5:08 right now, still ahead in Good Morning Suncoast. First alert traffic and 3 bombings in Austin, Texas might be connected. We have the latest for you.
And after 6 years, police are releasing this footage of a helicopter crash in California. We have the cause of that accident. All right, but first we want to take a look right now to Long Island in New York. Ooh, the snow is, you know, those 40s don't seem as bad when we see some shots like this. All right, John, what's the scoop on today?
Well, it's going to be a chilly day for us. Certainly, we start off the first half of the day kind of breezy as well, adding a little extra kind of crispness, I guess we'll call it, to the day. We're looking at winds out of the north coming in at about 10 to 12 all day long. And as we head into the afternoon, maybe we'll see them subside just a little bit. We'll talk about that in a second. Temperatures across the region, chilly. Daytime highs, only 65. Forecast in a minute.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
It's time to take a road trip.
Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some of the best are music to your ears, like the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Or head over to Muscle Shoals and Fame Studios. Are you a star yet?
My mama thinks so.
Or, if that's your stomach I hear grumbling, our barbecue is almost a religious experience. Food good here? Best in the country. Alabama's got 100 road trips.
Which one you gonna take?
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny had been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yes, indeed. It is cool out there. 46 degrees the air temperature. About 10 degrees cooler than we should be, and about 25 degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago at this time. So definitely a big change over 24 hours. Dew point value also hugely different. We're at 39 now as a dew point value. Yesterday, we were at a dew point value of 70 as well as the air temperature. We had a match, 100% relative humidity. So that's a significant drying out over 24 hours as well. Calm winds currently, but we have had some winds that have been kind of sustained at about 10 to 15 across the region out of the north. Lakewood Ranch, you've got 49 degrees. Parrish at 48, 48 in Bradenton, 46 in Sarasota, as I mentioned, 50 in Northport, 51 in Venice, Inglewood, 54 Longboat Key. Inland temperatures still in the 40s there as well, 46 Wauchula, 48 in Arcadia. Will warm today, but not a lot. It'll be sunny and cool all day long. Plenty of sunshine around, carrying us to a temperature of about 65 degrees by 3 p.m. As we head into the evening hours, we're going to fall off in our temperatures once again, back down into the 40s as you wake up tomorrow morning. So this trend of cooler temperatures, as long as we have these lower dew points and that wind out of the north, we are not going to change the weather all that much for at least 3 or 4 more days. Plus, we'll have another kind of reinforcing shot of cooler air coming our way later midweek, and that will help to reinforce these chillier temperatures. 50, 48, 47, that continues on through the morning hours under the influence of that northerly wind. By the time we get to lunchtime, we've warmed to just the 60-degree mark in many locations. And then as we progress into the afternoon, we don't warm much more than that. We get up into the mid-60s. That's about it. Plenty of sunshine around, though, throughout the day. Temperatures this evening fall off, as I mentioned, as the winds begin to relax. We'll see those temperatures drop back into the 40s pretty quickly. And I think as you move into tomorrow morning, again, it'll be a day very similar to this morning. Titan radar not showing a drop of rain around. You're not going to find any either. The entire state of Florida is pretty much dry as a bone under the influence of that northerly wind flow. Few scattered showers maybe down on the Florida Straits. Other than that, that's really about it. Where's the inclement weather? Oh, we just showed it to you. It's in the northeast, and boy, are they getting hit hard again today. Boston, Portland, all seeing total snowfall amounts in excess of, could be as much as 12 to 18 inches of snowfall around this area. And in isolated locations up in the mountainous regions could get 2 feet of snow. So slow going there. Pack your patience if you're heading in that direction. We are looking across the nation at a big dome of high pressure that's providing pretty tranquil weather over most of the country. Not a whole lot going on there. It's really only on the 2 bookends of the nation. Pacific Northwest seeing some rain showers that extend down into California, and then of course our nor'easter, which will gradually be moving away, but not before dumping all that snowfall in the Northeast. High pressure, the dominant weather feature for us in the deep south. North wind coming in at about 5 to 10 today, surging a little in the evening and then reduced again during the overnight. Still kind of choppy out there on Bay and inland waters to start the day. 65 today's high, tomorrow 66, 68 on Thursday. We stay cool all through the period. Start to warm on Friday into the 70s, and over the weekend it's looking pretty nice actually. 75, 78 degrees, getting close to 80 I think by Sunday, and then on Monday a slight chance of showers. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside your first alert traffic this morning. A chilly start to the morning, but not too much going on traffic-wise out there. All the roads are running pretty good out there in Manatee County. As for Sarasota, there is a little bit of a slowdown right there as you come by 301 right before Bee Ridge, kind of on the corner of Fruitville and 301. Just a little slowdown, though. Nothing much to talk about. If you're heading into South Sarasota County, those roads are looking pretty good around this time of the morning, as is normal on your commute. And then a little bit farther south, those roads are looking pretty clear out there as well. It is 5:16, and that's your first alert traffic. Well, there are new details this morning on 3 suspicious package bombings in Austin, Texas.
As ABC's Candace Gibson tells us, police say they might be connected.
This morning, a $15,000 reward for information into mysterious explosions rocking Austin, Texas.
It was just a loud boom.
For the 3rd time in 10 days, packages containing bombs have been left at homes just miles apart. Investigators believe the blast could be racially motivated.
We do know that both of the homes that were the recipients of these packages belonged to African Americans, so we cannot rule out that hate crime is at the core of this, but we're not saying that that's the cause as well.
One of the explosions killing a 17-year-old African-American teen and injuring a woman when they opened a package they discovered on their front porch.
We got 2 people down. It looks like one in the door entry.
Just hours after that blast, another one, critically injuring a 75-year-old Hispanic woman who opened a package.
All of a sudden, we just heard an explosion, and I just felt it like move the ground. And that's when we walked out and we saw the smoke and the lady laying on the floor.
The latest explosions now make a total of 3 this month alone. The first killing 39-year-old Anthony House. Police say packages were not sent by mail but were left on front porches in the middle of the night. And they say the devices show a certain amount of sophistication and are powerful enough to cause extensive damage inside the homes.
These devices can explode in many ways, either by being moved or by being opened. If you see something that's out of place, do not handle it.
Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
And an update now on that helicopter crash that left 5 dead in New York City. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating that fatal crash. Now, the cause has officially yet to be confirmed, but the back and forth has already begun. Now, the pilot, the sole survivor of that accident, said a piece of luggage may have hit the emergency fuel shutoff button, which may have been a factor. But an aviation expert has now weighed in and is telling the New York Post that he suspects it's pilot error and that lever is located right next to the pilot's seat.
Meantime, the NTSB is releasing this video of a helicopter crash from 6 years ago. We're just seeing now for the first time. This happened when one pilot returned to a California police heliport early due to bad weather. Well, while she was gone, another pilot moved a copter outside the hangar and left it outside. The approaching pilot told investigators she could not see the helicopter's position clearly due to the rain. 5 people in the copter and 1 person on the ground were injured after that unfortunate crash in Pasadena, again 6 years ago.
Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast, Apple is acquiring a new company that's going to make it easier to get your magazine subscriptions right there on your smartphone.
And a Texas company building 3D printed homes for what you might consider a very low cost. We are in the 40s right now on the Suncoast. Not too bad compared to Boston, though, where right now Boston wakes up to 34 degrees and snow. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Drive a brand new 2018 Lincoln MKC for $279 per month or the Lincoln MKZ for $299 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment. Every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
For more than 100 years, American Humane Association has been teaching kids to be kind to animals. Those in our homes, on the farms, on the silver screen, and wildlife conservation, caring for the world's vanishing creatures. But we can't do it alone. Visit kindness100.org to find ways to teach kids how they can make a more caring, compassionate, and humane world for all of us.
Another peek at the morning commute live in Boston right now as the car goes through the roads.
You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and take our commute. That seems like a little bit less precarious this morning out there.
Some perspective.
Yes, a little bit colder out on that side of the area.
5:21 right now, on to consumer news. Cost of eggs is going up, so I guess the yoke is on consumers.
Yes, it is. Oh, boy. As you can imagine, restaurants go through thousands of eggs a week, just as many jokes as Ray tells. Some will try to change the menu. Others are going to try and pass along the cost to customers. The USDA says people are eating more eggs these days, actually, to get more proteins in our diets. Now, for restaurants, the rising egg costs can hurt their bottom line, but there is some good news out there. The USDA says prices in beef, pork, and chicken are actually going down. And the federal budget hit the largest deficit in 6 years, going $215 billion deeper into the red last month. The federal spending went up by about $7 billion compared to last February, but tax revenue dropped by about $16 billion. Now, that revenue drop was caused by higher tax refunds that were given out and some other tax changes that kicked in this year. The Treasury now projects a deficit of almost $833 billion for this fiscal year, and a non-budget budget watchdog says that without those policy changes, the nation is going to be looking at a permanent $1 trillion deficit by late next year. And one of the biggest checks that you will ever write, of course, is for the down payment on your new house. But that money might not be as safe thanks to a new scam that's going around. Here's how it works. Potential thief gets access to the computers and email accounts of the companies that are tied to your home closing process. Well, when they see a closing coming up, they email you, the home buyer, posing as someone from the title company. You're then told to wire your down payment and closing costs to a new account. So then when you wire the money, well, this happens.
And the next thing you know, the title company's calling going, we don't have your money. Where's your money? We can't close without your money. Buyer's going, I sent my money. This is where I sent it to. Title company's going, those are not our wiring instructions.
And of course, be skeptical, as always, of any last-minute changes to your closing. Never act on any emailed instructions. In fact, the best advice is to keep verifying everything first with your realtor in that case.
Another scam right now in the area is people are posting rentals at a very good price. It
Right.
turns out some bad guys copied and pasted those rentals. They're not theirs at all.
Oh.
Say, hey, I saw your rental. I like the price of that. I'd like to send you a check for that.
Yeah.
Great, but it's not the owner whatsoever.
Oh, no. Always a scam, people. Always a scam.
Yep.
Well, Apple is getting into the digital magazine business.
ABC's Candace Gibson and Marcy Gonzalez have today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bite, Apple is making a major expansion into the world of journalism.
The tech giant has announced it's acquiring Texture, a digital magazine service. It charges $10 a month for access to more than 200 magazines through an app. No word yet how Apple will use the service. Apple Music now has 38 million subscribers, up 2 million in just a month.
And there's room to grow. An Apple executive claims there's 2 billion potential music subscribers worldwide. Texas company is promising to redefine affordable housing.
It claims it can now use 3D printing technology to build a house for only $10,000. The home is about 650 square feet and apparently meets building codes. The company's hoping to build 100 of them in El Salvador next year.
We'll test it out and we'll take that here in New York.
Absolutely. Those are your Tech Bites.
Have a great day.
Tech Bites, brought to you by Allstate.
Mom, Dad, hi. I had a very minor fender bender tonight in an unreasonably narrow fast food drive-through lane. But what a powerful life lesson. And don't worry, I have everything handled. I already spoke to our Allstate agent, and I know that we have accident forgiveness, which is so smart on your guys' part. Like the fact that they'll just forgive you.
4 weeks without the car.
Okay, yep, good night.
With accident forgiveness, your rates won't go up just because of an accident. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Advil presents a big breakthrough in pain relief. Advil Liquigels Minis, a mighty small pill with concentrated power that works at liquid speed. You'll ask, what pain? Advil Liquigels Minis.
I try hard to keep a great shape, but it doesn't always come naturally. This I can do easily. Benefiber Healthy Shape is a 100% natural prebiotic fiber that's clinically proven to help me feel fuller longer. Benefiber Healthy Shape, this I can do.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
There was this big bruise on my friend's face. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to think her own nephew could have hit her.
I didn't want to see it. My mother's bank account was emptied, and a caregiver had taken control of it.
I didn't want to see it. My father's refrigerator, there was hardly anything in it. That's unusual for him.
It's tough to see that a senior citizen is being abused, physically, emotionally, sexually, or financially. Elder abuse is a crime.
So see the signs, stop the crimes.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a court has decided just who is going to be in charge of Charles Manson's remains, and you'll never believe where he lives. We're going to tell you what the person plans to do with those remains.
I'm live at East Manatee Fire Rescue District, where locals and state park officials will be meeting to discuss plans on Lake Manatee State Park, what those changes and plans are straight ahead.
And spring break is officially here. How local police are preparing for the onslaught of spring breakers. Your Suncoast News resumes right now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 5:30.
Good morning to you, and welcome to this kind of chilly Tuesday morning, but nearly as cold as some of the other places are around the country. So we'll take it this morning, but a little chilly.
What a sharp turn. Yesterday it was so mild, 70 at this moment, and now it's about 46 degrees, John Scalzi.
Absolutely right. Yes, we've had a drop of over 20 degrees in most locations across the Suncoast in 24 hours. So big difference as you walk out the door. We're looking at probably a couple of cold days in a row, actually, with nighttime lows about the same as they are right now. So bundle up, break out those winter clothes, because this may be our last chance to use it before we start to turn a little bit warmer as we end up with our winter season. We're looking at temperatures across the area that are basically in the mid-40s. We have 46 in Sarasota, 48 degrees in Bradenton, 46 in Wauchula, 47 Arcadia, Mayaca, Northport coming in at 49. We'll top it out today. Not much warmer than that. As I mentioned, we're more than 20 degrees cooler, actually, than 24 hours ago. Lots of sunshine, but a daytime high temperature only in the mid-60s. Complete forecast for you coming up in a few.
All right, talk you soon. The issue we see right now on the roads in Manatee County is that the intersection of 70 and 301, perhaps a stubborn light there right now. University Parkway showing some congestion in the eastbound lane around Lockwood Ridge, heading toward the interstate. Otherwise, pretty clear in the northern half of Sarasota County. South County, all clear right now. No problems there. Make sure you check out our app. We have up-to-the-minute traffic updates on it. Download it by going to WWSB or to My Suncoast.
Well, an 18-year-old man is still on the run this morning, wanted for murder in Manatee County. Deputies are looking for Jacorin Lee, who deputies say shot and killed Tommy Brown Jr. while he sat in his car. Now, deputies believe that Lee approached Brown's car and began arguing. Now, once that fight escalated, investigators believe Lee got into the back seat and then shot Brown. Anyone with information about Lee's whereabouts is asked to call the Manatee County Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers.
An update now on a workplace shooting in Plant City yesterday. According to Hillsborough County Sheriff deputies, the owner of a barn construction company was shot and killed, and 2 others who lived and worked there were taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Deputies said the company owner, Richard Bliss, shot 2 men who were living on the grounds, and when a relative that was nearby heard the shots, he ran inside and allegedly shot Bliss. When deputies arrived, Bliss was dead, 2 others injured. The incident is still under investigation.
Well, some major changes could be coming to one of our largest state parks. The 616-acre Lake Manatee State Park is getting a new look and some new amenities.
Marla Spence is live now from the East Manatee Fire Rescue District, where a meeting's planned today about a 10-year plan there. Marla.
Yeah, that plan will be discussed among state park officials and also locals who enjoy the amenities of Lake Manatee State Park. Today, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection's Division of Recreation and Parks will be discussing proposed plans that could change the way people now enjoy the park. Now, those changes are the expansion of group camping areas, fishing docks along the shoreline of Lake Manatee, additional pavilions for picnics, and equestrian facilities for improved horseback riding at the Gosford Trailhead. Also, the improvement and repair of 8 existing facilities, 600 feet of trail, and 0.25 miles of road are proposed in the 10-year plan. So far, the park attracts more than 1,300 people daily, and that is also the capacity of the park. With these new improvements, they hope to extend that capacity to more than 200 more people daily. Reporting live in Lakewood Ranch, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. Well, today is the first day of a summit aimed to prevent poverty in Sarasota and Manatee counties.
It's a two-day event at the Boys and Girls Club off Fruitville Road in Sarasota County. This is a live picture of the location where the event will take place today. And
you're looking live, as Ray just said, at the Lee Wetherington Club. More than 250 local leaders are going to be arriving later on today. They're going to be discussing some ways that Sarasota and Manatee counties can support vulnerable families or families in need. Now, that summit involves a two-generation or two-gen approach, which means it focuses on both the needs of the children and the adults in the family. Now, that two-gen approach incorporates four major areas: educational opportunities, economic support, social time, as well as health and well-being.
Spring break is here, and Suncoast beaches will get more crowded now. One of those places is Beer Can Island at the northern tip of Longboat Key. The police chief says they'll have an increased presence over the next few weeks, both on land and on the water.
I've got 2 boats on the water over the weekends, and I've increased my beach patrol, foot patrol, and ATV patrol by 3, and I have my regular complement of officers that are on patrol around the island as well. So we have about 10 additional officers.
And Longboat Key police say for those beachgoers who have too much fun, they risk receiving a citation or in some cases being arrested.
Well, today is the first day of trial for the wife of the Pulse nightclub shooter. Noor Salman is facing federal charges of obstruction and providing material support to a terrorist organization. Now, prosecutors say she knew in advance that her husband, Omar Mateen, planned to carry out his attack back in June of 2016. On that night, he killed 49 people, committing the second deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Prosecutors say that she misled investigators after the attack, and they plan to argue she could have tipped off police earlier about Mateen's plans. Defense attorneys say that she was in an abusive marriage and had no idea what her husband was up to. She does face life in prison if she is convicted.
Notorious killer Charles Manson died several months ago, and a court has now ruled his remains will go to his grandson from Bradenton. Jason Freeman says he plans to cremate his grandfather's remains and hold a small family ceremony. Not sure where yet. It is yet to be decided who will retain the rights to Manson's estate. Manson died from natural causes in November at the age of 83. He spent 46 years in prison for his involvement in a murder spree that left 7 dead back in 1969.
And new details now in the number of deaths caused by Hurricane Irma 6 months ago. The National Hurricane Center says that death toll stands at 129 people. Now, 1/3 of those deaths were caused directly by the strong winds and heavy rains of the storm itself. But the majority of the deaths were actually indirect ones caused by things like falls during storm preps, car accidents, and carbon monoxide poisoning from generators. 14 people were those that they died at that nursing home that lost power. They were included in the Hurricane Center's tally of indirect deaths here in the state.
All right, 5:37 right now. Republicans on the House Intelligence Committee on Capitol Hill have abruptly ended the Russia investigation.
Now, they say they found no evidence of collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign. ABC's Tara Palmieri has the latest from Washington.
In a surprising move to House Democrats, Republicans on the House Intel Committee announced that they found no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians.
We've seen some perhaps meetings that were inappropriate or ill-advised to have taken. We've seen some chance coincidences where people bump into each other in various places, but no evidence of collusion.
After the panel's year-long probe, they plan to release a 150-page report on their findings based on 73 interviews and over 300,000 documents. President Trump praised the news, tweeting in all caps, "The House Intel Committee has, after a 14-month-long in-depth investigation, found no evidence of collusion or coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia to influence the 2016 election." But for Democrats, they're not done. They say the surprise announcement has only worsened partisan tensions on the committee.
The fundamental problem from the beginning was that my colleagues viewed their job as protecting their client, the president, rather than getting to the truth. And I think that's a grave disservice to the country.
We've lost all credibility, and we're going to issue probably 2 different reports, unfortunately.
The report does find that Russians meddled in the election, but notably pushes back against the CIA's assessment that they favored then-candidate Donald Trump.
While the House may be wrapping up its investigation, Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe seems to be expanding. He's already issued indictments or gotten guilty pleas from 19 people. Reporting from Northwest, Tara Palmieri, Good Morning Washington.
President Trump is said to have chosen a host from CNBC as his new economic policy advisor, Larry Kudlow. would replace Gary Cohn as the new director of the White House National Economic Council. Kudlow's selection will be noteworthy because he was firmly opposed to the sweeping tariffs on steel and aluminum imports the president signed last week. Kudlow informally advised Trump during the 2016 campaign.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson is now joining the UK in blaming Russia for trying to kill a former Russian spy. British Prime Minister Theresa May says the nerve agent used to poison the spy and his daughter last week, leaving them both in critical condition, has been identified as one developed in the Soviet Union. Now, May is calling on the Russian ambassador to explain if that attack was carried out by the Russian government or if the Russian government simply lost control over its stock of nerve agents. Yesterday, Tillerson pointed a finger directly at Russia, saying, quote, Russia continues to be an irresponsible force of instability in the world.
Arnold Schwarzenegger sets his sights on big oil. The former governor of California told Politico that he plans to sue oil companies. He accused oil producers of knowingly killing people all over the world. Schwarzenegger compared them to tobacco companies, saying they have known since 1959 that fossil fuels would lead to global warming. The Republican says he hopes to spread awareness about the dangers of burning fossil fuels, his new project right now.
That it is, that it is.
5:40 right now, the latest in First Alert traffic, and also teenage boys are not playing football as much as they used to. We'll show you a new study that may explain why.
And one of the most popular movies of all time is returning to the big screen. We're going to show you just how to get your tickets.
Oh, I love those Hitchcock films.
Yeah, me too.
There's a peek of Long Island, a live shot right now. Some light flurries, temperatures down around 30 degrees.
Do a Hitchcock movie marathon if you live in Long Island and stay inside.
That's a great idea. Yeah. All right, that's a little chillier than it is here right now, John Scalzi.
Oh, that's true. We are actually temperatures kind of all over the boards right now this morning here in the Suncoast. We have 30s, 40s, and 50s all across the region. We're looking at 48 degrees by about 7 o'clock as an average temperature. By 12 noon, we'll get up to near the 60-degree mark. We won't get much warmer than that this afternoon, only coming in the mid-60s. We'll have the complete forecast for you in just a few.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
It's time to take a road trip.
Burn rubber for Birmingham, where you can feed your need for speed at Barber Motorsports Park and Museum. Now this gets my motor running. Meet Iron Men. Hey there, big guy. And make a date with your 9-iron. Feed the animals at the zoo and the birds. Then enjoy the award-winning restaurant scene. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 46-degree air temperature outside, but the dew point value, I think that's what's significant. The dew point value has dropped into the 30s, and that's allowed some temperatures, especially in the Myakka Valley, to drop down into the 30s as well. We have a humidity of 76%. Winds are calm, but we have had some gusts in excess of 15 over the last well, actually, over the last 24 hours, we had some gusts in excess of 30, so some pretty brisk winds yesterday, particularly yesterday afternoon. Well, that settled down just a little bit, but the seas are still kind of choppy out there. Moderate chop anticipated today, and we still have a rip current risk as well as a high surf advisory up for our area. 48 degrees in Bradenton, Parrish the same. Chillier interior sections, 46 in Wauchula, Myakka, 49 in Lakewood Ranch, 48 degrees in Northport, 52 in Venice, and 55 degrees Longboat Key. So today we will warm under the influence of plentiful amounts of sunshine, but not all that much. We'll only get up to about 65 as a daytime high, significantly below our average for this time of year by about 10 degrees. And as we head into the evening period, I think we'll start to see those temperatures fall off pretty quickly into the 50s. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, temperatures will be about the same as they are right now, which is in the 40s. So chilly 24 hours. In fact, a chilly 3 or 4 days setting up for us till we get till about Friday. Then we'll start to warm just a little bit. But for today, it's going to be cool out there. Daytime highs only in the 60s with a wind continually out of the north or northeast for the remainder of the afternoon into the evening. Winds will kind of settle down during the evening period, though, and that allowed temperatures to drop off pretty quickly and pool at the surface, that colder air pooling at the surface instead of mixing away. And then tomorrow morning, temperatures again will be very chilly indeed. As we head into probably the afternoon tomorrow will be maybe a degree warmer, but really not significantly so. It's still going to be a very cold day tomorrow as well. Dry conditions across the region. I think probably the next maybe 7 days will be dry until we get to the beginning of next work week, either Monday or Tuesday when we have a chance of showers then. But otherwise, that dry air is in place and is not going anywhere. The high-pressure ridge back to the west will continue to draw down that cooler, drier air. And check out the radar from the northeast. It is coming down heavy, hard and heavy. And later on today in Boston, snow accumulations will be pretty significant as this low starts to track up to the north and to the east and begins to really impact Boston with some heavier bursts of snow. You can see some of those bright white areas of heavy, intense snowfall kind of moving into the Boston area right now. So there could be some definite airport delays in the Boston area, Portland area later on in the afternoon. And as we look at upstate of down East Maine, boy, we get some fairly heavy snowfall there, 2-foot snowfalls at the higher elevations. So pretty impressive. High pressure is the dominant weather feature for us. That high pressure ridge remains in place, going nowhere. We continue to get a northeasterly wind flow throughout the day today and into tomorrow. So clear skies, cool for days in a row. And then as we head into the weekend, that high moves into the Atlantic. We start to shift our winds around and it will be just a little bit warmer. So for boaters today, again, we'll watch those winds start to die down, a little bit of an afternoon surge. The thing is that it'll take a little while for those seas to come down, so you're still looking at a moderate chop with 4 to 6 foot seas. The forecast for today, 65, 66 tomorrow, 68 on Thursday. You get the picture. A couple of cool days with nighttime lows in the 40s. And then as we head into the weekend, we start to warm back up into the 70s with a chance of rain Monday. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Let's take a look outside right now to your first alert traffic this morning. Still not too much to see out there. It's pretty slow going. A little chilly start to the day, but no real causes or any accidents or any real congestion that's farming up so far. Just a little bit of blip there on 301 right about this time of the morning. That's pretty standard. If you're heading a little bit farther south into Sarasota County, again, not too much to see on any of those maps. It's pretty clear out there right now at 5:49 this morning. Well, in this hour's Health Smart, fewer boys these days are putting on the pads and playing high school football.
ABC's Linda Lopez tells us why.
Since 2008, the number of high school boys participating in football has steadily dropped, almost 5%, in a sport that used to add players every year. News reports about tackle football and brain injuries began to go up around 2008, and research published in JAMA Pediatrics connects the two. Participation in other high school sports hasn't dipped, just the sport most publicly linked to brain damage. Team sports and exercise are great for teens in so many ways, but football is now seen as a bigger health risk. Researchers say that without more long-term studies, we won't be able to understand if tackle football is a good idea for kids or a public health risk. And until we do, it's clear that some parents are deciding they want their sons to consider a different sport. With this Medical Minute, I'm Linda Lopez.
Well, in entertainment news, an Alfred Hitchcock classic is headed back to the big screen. Vertigo, starring Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak. It actually returns to nearly 700 U.S. theaters for the film's 60th anniversary this Sunday and then next Wednesday. You want to go see it? Check it out. You can watch the movie in any AMC theater in Sarasota or in Bradenton.
That's how movies used to be. Those are good movies.
Thanks there, Ray Collins.
I know. I'm telling you, I sound old, but I love those old movies.
Hitchcock movies are amazing. And this one was really panned by the critics when it first came out, but then it ended up becoming like his masterpiece.
Yeah, he's got some good ones.
Yes, it has.
Here's a live picture now from Boston, Massachusetts, where the nor'easter is heading that way.
That's right. Round 3 this is, right?
Round 3.
Round 3.
34 degrees. 34 degrees in Boston and snow there right now. Not too bad here. It's only 46. Local news headlines after this on Good Morning Suncoast.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better. With amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice.
Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
I am the resident district manager on the FAU campus for Chartwell. Whenever I see Haley, I do not see a person with a disability. I see a person with extraordinary abilities. Haley is always smiling. She's always on time. She gives fantastic customer service and is always focused on any job that she's given.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins.
To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
I'm Alan Cohn. Florida's legislative session is done. What passed, what failed, gun control, budget. A House Democrat and Republican speak out.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Dose of perspective for you. There's some salt in the barn there in Long Island.
I remember those days. That's when the plows go and start to put all the salt down on the roads.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be slippery out there today.
Oh boy, it makes you feel better about our 46 degrees here, which is 24 degrees colder than yesterday at this time, but still not as bad as that.
Somehow we'll take that one any day of the week.
That's right.
All right, well, here are some of the stories that we're following for you on the Suncoast today.
President Trump is going to California today to inspect different prototypes for a border wall. His visit is being met with protests.
Plus, after months of sitting on ice, literally, a judge is finally given custody of Charles Manson's body to his grandson, who happens to live in Bradenton. He says he plans to create his grandfather's remains and then hold a small family ceremony.
And a two-day summit begins today at the Boys and Girls Club. The issue is ending the cycle of poverty. The Aspen Institute will lead the seminar with dozens of community leaders. That again at the Boys and Girls Club just off Fruitville Road.
And then coming up in the next hour, we're going to catch up with some of the cast of ABC's new legal drama, For the People. If you are a fan of Grey's Anatomy or Scandal, you might like this one.
Those are two of my better half's favorite shows, in
Yes,
fact.
it's Shonda Rhimes magic. She has like this whole touch. Any show she touches is so good, especially on ABC.
All right, that's next hour.
That is next hour.
We'll have more next hour also about the forecast locally. Indeed, a change. Again, yesterday at this moment it was 70. Now it's 46 degrees, but we should see a high today of about 65. So nice rebound.
Not too bad out there. We'll see you in the next hour. You are watching Good Morning Suncoast.